also the something Bardo do Malam Bardo Hini Bardo Ndala Jereju Bardo some Sunyam Dona Hini Bardo Consu Don de Chang Chang La Bardo use it and this uncle Tani Deep Bardo te Hachunko Kar Chimboji Tarab Longni Sondom Mazunka Karisego Ninkam Date Pachi Tata Kundi Hini Pardon the Caps to do Sango Samsung and Ringa. Pena Hini Pardu Capsula Hini Pardo Numu Himini Pardozo Semo Malam Pardozo Tani Gum Titsi Tonto Tonton Jamna Tala something Pardozo the Tip Pardo some Tela Teni Tani Jerejo Ronk sang Nilu sang Hong Kong Sam the Year Kado Zu Dra Kandi Rengata Tani Jerejo Chi Namjang Natsok Pachi Nova Songi by Young Tizon Chu Gum Tijesiyo Zetrava Chond or Tangi Land under Gum Jana Jarete Gum Yoshu Tomba Nyago Gum Jegyo Sondu Tangatso Pert Non Chu Young Stafala Tomba Tonyo Tava Son Yaran Bachang Tonyo Tava se Tendri Chu Sondu Ju said Cherum Tonyo Tava Tendri Kishopa said Tonyo Katava, Tonyo Katava, Tonyo Katava Sendu. Tonyo Katava, Tomba, Sendu Tenda Yana, Karu Nato, Kumba Tomba, Nu Tomba, Joyo Mepa no Yanjila, Tava Yeni Mare, Songi Ronk Sons Tomba Yet, Sejete, the Tite Peshu Yeni, the Samla, Kandi Yeni Chu Tomba Yet Sevi in Lamna. Did some mato, some sala samla, sam te nam ki no young zero. Nam kala zu yo kado zuda toro jung mundua. The yana yon cherisation, jung mundu, goyo mundu, some gum jetena, rig mundu se. Guru Rinpoche, richipa, maimba, gum ju as. Gum cannot jiggle said. Chorong Ripak tola gumju, Sanga tola gumju, Nilugu tola gumju, Sanga Nilugu tola, Te gum jana, Jorhe teim, Muni Korban Rosi yon Sam, Num young and deep sandros in Corndi ink Zavarong Sam Sagittary. The new yard traversed Onam Guru Rinpoche, Sante Kandachi Yona said, O Samla. Yo Kabo Zu Da Kuyu Yogumare, the Kandajona, Tatela Tani Dogona, Tomba Nyet se Togoles. Taron Jereju, Tomba Nyet se Tok Tani Tom Dujite, what's a Taron Li Tombova. Tendra Gilamato, Yan Torsona, Tomba Nyet se Mare. Nam Concho Bank, Tomba Nyet se change, Doju to Sodinism, Nam Concho Bank, Tomba Nyet se. Tomba said in choked the Jervatandajilla songundu. Tin choked the Jervate, Tata and Danala, Yimi the Tatar no la yo songu. Tatar said it just said, Tatar said you what? The Tatar said the penna, Tomba is the same lanzogo to undu, same te, Humboredo, Seboredo, you undo, Kado undu down, Tenzo to Tokyo Mare. They Jeredo Tatar says the Zuna Mare Tanijeredo Yip Kado no Marita Yuri Segana Songi Jum then the Undres and Zuguma Konkyu Masam Jumesondua Mere Zegana Kurdi Young Yuri Kurdi Yoga turns to Tiloni Haram sorry Perna Jansoko Loni Wallop Soma Shorango Tino Yonder. Tela Yonso Somla Tona Tela Tuju Tela Seg, Zugutusa, Machagi Namjan Jerry says in Tujo, Logre Sejo, Tikor Tato, Kola song solare, Yopa Maya, Jarvindamazi, Mepa Maya, Kondi Kanji, Ganda Maya, Joyi Yolindi, Dzogchen Yoyin Tompasho, Sen Dzogchen Yok Nilu Kandiri, Tati Sempe. Teta Karma Lingpa, Tati Sem Sare Kacha, Tengu Ohi Gerson. Moshina, Techuka Kondo Zombore, Techunya Kondo Zombore, Aso, Te Yamba Tocho Sona, Dor Tagre, Tente Jatamba, Rong Santa Moja, Tante Rendo, De Mato, Taja, Toja, Leja, Gamba, Nacha Penangatsoki, Gamba Chikano, Gamchen Pa, Nyansen Somal Mandani, Gamjen Dugajan, Chucho Gamjek, Yo Labna. Only same Ganjek yourself. Sometimes Tombanya Gamjeko. That the Tombanya la Cherry the Niji, Nimbo Jan said, then I saw a number Tom tender sage. Tender teacher to the Niji, Zinayo, Chocolate Yanayo, Tombanya, Timuni, sang Tombanya, sang Tonya Timoni, Corvaya Shar, Yonde Yon Sha, De Mao Sharzorte. Zemo Zegle, the Tudu Redder. Two sona drawn rubber show, she manianayo, she sionayo, she mania dipa yona ngalan jaroma shows. Niene two sona sir, hla, mre, most, scandatic two sona, chutun rubber show tanisajo. Jerry change na garrison, 30 cent in the regos, 30 cent on your yopa mare, mepa mare, cordi nika, yet tartasatic chat. Pena humala, Rumka Jokoluson. Mama ima Dzogchen Ranyak Patrul Tosu Nungla, Thunder Gimun Zuchuk Dambazis and Jered Gambu Karsuk Dambazis and Tit Ramacha, Chitam Yo Marte, Yena Tino Chuho Jetri Jeton Somanduni, Tiki Motra Sardu, Jatambala, Jahi, Tonhe Denago, Turn Dodoti Karma Wrong Centennial, Ronsen Wrong Manso. Ronsan wrong chunit the mato, wrong the church you yona, Corba Tomel and Chum Rosite, Mre Mari, Dub Mari, Dra Mari, Goyo Mari, wrong sanded. No hig dying dirty, Jay Mujik, Corba Tenia, Mutan Duzika, no Yankateo, Sarity. Jerezo Tarwato Tomchi Chimbo Compon turned visitable, Sam Rindo, Sam Latago Yolreson. Same thing Latina, Yimi the Mid Tatar no la show. Say, Gum Jenkins of the news, Gum Diagna, Yin Kiki on you, Mari. Sam la wrong, Sam Latin, Deore, Mato just Yantila Puna Kindu, Gase, Temote, Yunan Gorumbo Kunal Jets and Drummond, Kuchingala, Tom, Rosi, the Jigzoro, she said the Chemo, Soramon, Tandi Mari. Sam Tini large gumlion, wrong sand lion. Country in the landed tomate, wrong sand, goes on a pena. Two tomate is on the dutchy. No one owned the dosage and to do wrong sand is sorry. Ye mean the make Tadarmo Yotana. $10 deep newly Majupati Tona. She ain't just say the Timothy isn't under. Chitranya Yoga Mari Nanjupa Toso Hienchili Doro Sedua, Makashi Tandi Labdua. Nanjupa Sonji Jom then the Guru Rinpoche Hienchili Doro Dona, then Kunamakawa Yuri Pedamasa Sivese. Take Koran to the Koran with Chunichi, Tandachi Go Yuri, here go, Nego, Rugo, Tekoti. Jessica, Jorunda, whatever matter. Call number 2 Senla, Hiench memories, Hiench te Cartagano, Tata Pa, Sunya Seons and Yamata watching Rose, Tino Yonder Mato, Hiench la Matza Hiench do not the memory. Tug Yimin the Tadra Moon la Show, says the Tatandroch. Yimin the sang tola to use on the Hachon Carchimboris. I'm just repeated in the, Bardo of the there's like kind of sometimes you call the 4 Bardos, and when you say this Bardos, the in the Bardo of the birth included Bardo of the dream, Bardo of the meditations, and these 3 Bardo is the most important Bardo of the 4 others. For example, in this, when we be in this bardo, we need to take care. And what we need to take care in the present moment, what we have inside our mind. When you point out by your finger, you cannot do nothing. There is like something you search in your mind. There's no like kind of there's no kind of color, no atom. There is like kind of nothing kind of to find the substantial any kind of atoms or particles. And then it's like kind of here is a Karma Lingpa say, I shall enter the state free. Free or the free from the extremes of the extreme of the destruction and grasping. There is nothing to grasping. You know, it is like kind of the Dzogchen Rinpoche's praise. If you say existence, even the Buddha's tongue cannot explain. And if you say non-existence, it's the basis, the source of the samsara and nirvana. If you say it's like kind of the contradict, no contradict, it is like this. And therefore, and this kind of the free from it, and like extremes, and your mind is not distracted to maintain fundamental natural state is present this moment. Sometimes Karma Lingpa says, fortunate one, do you understand in this moment what you have inside yourself mind? Something there's a clearly lucidity, penetrated, transparent. This kind of the like kind of present current cutting through your cognizer. It is the Samantabhata. It is the Samantabhati. This is the Buddhism. This present moment, that is, I may say it's like if you go to ask some meditators, okay, in the mountain, and also we can to analyze the Buddha. How it Buddha, as I said before, Buddha is, nothing can receive, just something to find externally. He look at his own, like kind of the mind. He like kind of become enlightened through his own mind. And also is when you go to the yogis in the retreaters, and also they are like kind of the gazing and doesn't move and meditating. You ask, what are you meditating? This person's reply, I meditate on my mind. How I'm meditating? How you meditating? You should to enter the state free of the extreme and destruction of the destruction and grasping it. And like kind of if you grasping, I'm often to say that there's no focal object front of your mind, but nothing disturbed, any kind of your disturbing emotions to maintain in this current state of the mind. That is the very important. We need it. Maybe sometimes it's too much, too far you talk like this. Maybe it's truth. Maybe it's also when we assess tutors liberated on the hearing. This is like kind of what we need to hear. We need to hear our own mind. We need to hear our own mind's nature. Nothing else. Maybe we say, for example, the like kind of the Karma Lingpas, like there is like text. It's talking about the 100 deities. This actually introduced this 100 deity is the different aspect, different movement of the mind. All these deities is nothing externally existence. Therefore, we should need to look at the mind. This is the very important element. Okay, now I'm like going to the next, the Bardo is the Bardo of the death. And the Bardo of the death, the Bardo, Chuki Bardo, Jima Dolan Chuka Bardo Chardun Dolas, Chuka Bardo Charon, Bardo, Chuka Pardon Dola, term number some Tandachol, show your term, non term, somber term, say term number some. Should you term yon to Tanala, mother should you Tanala. Nesula Tanda Tema Kashi Yon, Benjamin Tema Shani, Susus, what is it? Tandambo Yon Sad, the Chunchon to Tambakini, dark salad damni, Yon Chuso Nisala, Catrog Memreno. Tandre term teacher is the Lugan Jonju Nonla, Jonju Song say, I show you to Zotagomari. Yana Taron Sela. Nga taron shog mari some do nganda wo tongzong chimbo tianti taron shog mari sana chu ha gong kan ji do ji tanda ka pardo ko yung kha china me ke te na raba da manthon na we nya na go aro cho demo yin nga ana no ma ji pa yung ma yung pom pa je yung na ji pho na wo da ko mari tudo o tanga shoren cha som rong ko chog go re ma to 다른 첸데 somlo tona dujong rewa ngoni te ren duwa jere judo 첸들라 딱 초로 뽕 버죠 요나 참 자성 요나 주지 롱쇼 잠발랑 그제 요나 고 공다 히어린 로렌이 다 뭐자기 세근도 마르크 노니 potton 바노 제모체 나라 녀뇽 지요 니 아마테 로란다나 존이 쇼쇼티 요나가 아마 앞에가고 첸들라 아마테 니 노노냥 다 간디송이 집어지 그래. 니 아마 그 찹라간 로탑나 안땡한 로그래. 로타고만도 아마 나 시치조 동아 뇽든 니 간다지 존델라지 로치조 거고 좀 연나요. 모르는 소남 쳔보냐. 니 잡을라 마게 돈 자르니 폴모야 pom통냐 람성 벌써 니 아마테나 소남 쳔티 쇼부 동한다지 요 말이 삼성마도 던다 렌나고 팬토고만도와 Romeo Jeep, Bardo Chom go already. Bardo Chom Drogo de Tanala, Chuka Bardo Sagitella, Lil Haboji Yogomare. That wrong sang Chunik Nilu the Tosona, Chuka Bardo, Toronto's Sharona, Gayale, Zamale, wrong which it Candindu, Demotava Noya. Jerezo Nanjo Passage, the Chusage, so easy the Tashi, Yanson. Sang la jere do shench mombo tang no kandung do sense sang chunya lops su da pond tik up na ko damba te sharon kare jere lam damba te tran do lam song drone da tanda de ma to shog chwa pardo tel sap chimbo shog term tani no go term to so da china go jere do ji de lu sha to so da china salam tang tani dru melan tang long de jere do long lan tang tani so long sha do no ne jere do pi tang no so da ru ne so so da nga ya chu short de drama na se tudo chola pardo to e tamuni nga shojere de Stick up sala tudrog no kare sound successfully. Shasa kana shase the candidate. Shak said the cover yons son of tata cond no yan jig. Just the yemin the tatters in doa. Should you take only tolotion tatter reader social conju shasa show zaban in the mother parete yana your wrong thing and p chagabo demba yan tapa yan ji trouble und sonsonnek teni chawatego dendem tadun right dungan tse teni jerezo no ko tolum ko some chane sonte teni dur buna ko mare ji uk jarum son dore teni jerezo so tolum sejite karma san jolere karma san te kare resejina mali topoka jerezo pali topoka tilesendo jolte shiboni ma ba on tanal 지금 노와 깔랑 라지 다우 포즈 던다지레 다 되도 용체레도 알지 도제 용세 어사 망상상르다 말토 프로젝트 떼우니어 제레즈 코 리롱 셔려운도 타나 용지 노와 또서 마선선 라 샤롱도 용 디캅라 karma lingpa bardo tudu tusun duwa sanlatu kallamam seji yoga marson te konjung men te share yongre teni karma nika te hink samla lamsong chon rodu hingla chok tipa sam je ondu teni u takse chenru u che sadu lusendar salire jangu salire yarde su pa chepa la choso kama kashi yongor na chigo mari kama kashi zam mongong kan yolere kama kashi mongor ni lamsong tema thola Dikchen kashi yana chuni pardo sharong yo mare. Lamsong sepa pardo lang sepa pardo samsong la lamsong luten lang dogreda. Jeri judo siwe heram to jogo mare. Pena ngacho tombo ma kolandu. Tani dagatro. Tani jogo kashi tani go tondro ngamba nanda. Juhi mongere. Jikjere je chanchina man ji tati ti tondro la ji seg dom panduzindanda jikjere to jahyongdanda do jinyagurindanda to son somtala pama go mare. Lamsong ye jendo to kor bashak on tendere. Tani yong mana jere chen ji so tombe ji ji yam chendala taisi ji nyamlenda je yona ti lusen da darond tele nyet tele ji se yong de tanala mo che ji rip so long se chen de ji se yong de chuni worsa ka no ma ji shar chuni pa dung go zam yong du te de yong ga ya le ma pong la jere de punju fa no jen se tata la jere de sem la ten ju chuni te do yo ko chuni ne ga sharong there is on lamsong pena put pogde amantona amayimba kason terejo mati zemat tenisegna amayan chocho nama na chocho sechen tenja ji pa tela mapong la punju dama sendu jete titu so la jerejo do tree nda kina ripa rongtro ji no toma rongtro ji na chogudo lamsong tong do so je do sieni pardo lan rogo mare lamsong yung mana hingkham jendo chokre yung mana jerido lamsong song jero tendre to zo tan chaka pardo ndala thoru mombo yole jerido tse no interv on the maton ya yimin zaman on the mare jes chaka pardo chand kong la chansa hienzan pong ya ne se shwate tho chu on to chok jido ki kong la setna jizi longhyo la chopandanda pong bojo la chopandanda non zasong la chopandanda ki tita tanda choklo te dukle pe na ngacho po la kasi tompe yo ngacho ko ni chiri to jama ngacho khaung ro thana ngacho sen tanda re so kashi mazo ji ku thwa den top so ngacho yalle tan re da thomba ya ro satna lo ji tan thwa ji saw la yore saw tani korong te thobande kande yana chu sade ji long ma sa ding do ano saramba kahi chone gam ki lams gam te la thopa ta gam te kale ante ju shat non la der ka noni chin go shena so je ki zo teni zo go pa ja kale sa pa char te tu ngane le tu yerta na la ma jor ti kondon son ku te tanda gam chi tho ti te sa wo non la der indu kade na te chek chi la cha song jo si ko lama te tu son aka ni hi son te yertenal shupo zabani yores koni pujunda ga yomart pe shupo re tatani pu hi do yerto matana ha ka zinjiri son tani ko kon pe ji ngowa mama ji son do derni ga pa ji ka hi na pis te kare lama te la hyond koni jere do ta jo je ta sa sho chu sho pondo so re te ta ji ma ji la ngarong ni ma yong re som ni thawa te to ja 사오라 드니 마 용초즈 술란초즈 니가 셔송질레 슈드 람송 tana drop here ballo tanda re tela chok chapa seji tandi rendo dua na so chere jo lamsong chok sona tanda re tala ton la chok son hian zong pong hian nang song chim poni jik de kan la chok son hian zong pong hian ni zamba yo nyang ga ma chok nyang ga ma re song tande se tani chere dhamma sa ro la mind use ta dhamma te ten ten go ndu chere jo dhamma se je te tati ke samla ngacho lama mumbo la yar sona sang ngote se jo sang ngote se je mari to nor du gore sang oji chodo se gu do sang ngote te ge sang ngote na tati muren guren chere jo ji ga maga chodo do tari ngacha lamanda kondan sona ngala ringo ji chodos ngala ringo ji te gore se chen sang chuni ko nilu ko ngo ji te ro chi lama semden tanda ji la yin ji man ji te pa mu zo go re da te pa mu zo ni te la ten ni ngala ji jina lama chen la chen semden ka lama tanda ten so nga cho por ndu a ma to chere ju to min lama nganda ko chen min zma lama ji khar ji tanda la te ripango te jena ge khojire ma to chenten ka lama chila rong tepa mugu dunya ga to charno na chubon je te to yong go mar da chik kha hi ku sangon to cha du lami yo tang chu ngo jel ma du so ta gom jo so Geshe Tseten tombo jere digdu yong che tal lo so ji yong ala sali doko zorjuk tang ma ta tu na phache Nima chi nying ko on no traso sanjo motis ta po choron ko hakko thiwa sonde ko thi son ta mandu ro son pa jol de ma di yog mari son ro che zo naro do ko tandi son do te nyama chi la ni luk rip ni to yon na pa gen la son ji u nda hi yong gore ti ka la ko ro lo ma chong cho kha zan du mandu ke sha ho do re son ba le te danda che zo do ron Lama yama trawa go cheron namba yana namja lama ji peyona te sengo ripungo ringo ji tero sen rogo reda dom tinso ngacho popa cho zawani shja cho yok do shja cho jere ji sona can you teach me say I think I talk too much okay sorry but I'm just to say it's like now it's like we are talking about the Bardo of the death. Bardo of the death is there the dissolution process, outer dissolution process, inner dissolution process that you already studied. Then is the secret dissolutions. Outer like kind of the dissolution is like a started, which is maybe faculties and your like 5 aggregations, like a form, sensation, and also it's like kind of feeling, and also it's like particularly like how to say faculties, these things, or like kind of 4 element like earth, water. This kind of in the scientific point is losing oxygen. You cannot continue to keep your body, and that time is when you are look is a form, your family or something. Mr. Kami says, I am here, and you look very just like kind of the no form. Just something, but you cannot recognize. Someone, your family says, how are you? You can't hear that kind of, space sound, like this. That time is if you're really to have pity instructions, and that time, now I'm going to die. And now I need to meditate on the pity instructions. That pity instruction is your mind. Now, before we are studied, we are talking about when you be in the Bardo of the birth, in the meditation times, what do you need meditation? What do you need to investigate? What do you need to analyze? Your mind, nothing else. When we are in this world, there is kind of the very well-known. The well-known is the Buddhism. Like kind of the sound is tending over the cross of the world. Why we call the one India guy, Siddhartha, is called the Buddha? Because he looked at his own mind, he realized his own, the fundamental nature of the mind. He became enlightened, extraordinary, free from of the samsara, free from of the nirvana, free of any extremes. His mind is become the extraordinary. Then he telling to us, you have this facility, you have this kind of qualities. You should to look at your mind. That is already in the Bardo of birth. If you have this kind of pity instructions, one is the death, Bardo start. That moment you need to remember. There is like 4 reminders, 6 reminders. There's many in the instructions they say. Oh, now I'm going down. I need to maintain and this natural, free from the extreme, which is my mind, my own mind. Your death process, maybe you don't need to go through. After the death dissolution process occur, you can to jump, you can to fly into the maybe pure land, or maybe into your natural reality, you become enlightenment. That I'm saying is like this. And also, what we need to, like a death process start. Maybe if you haven't got any, like a kind of the pit instructions. Normally we say it's like the Bardo of the birth, the Bardo of the death. In Tibet is like Jarwo Kathin Korbak, like Dambase Jido, Poa, the Dhamma, Poa Temba, Rung Torsage. And in the days like kind of talking about the pit instructions, when you are death process start, like a kind of the kings, when you are going to some place, maybe there is nobody you don't know, but how you can manage. Maybe king under the, maybe this is belong the, maybe king give you one later, then you can go there, you can like kind of free, you can to control. Like this, 1 year during in the Bardo of birth, you meditate on the pit instruction and you look at your mind, you are a little free. When you death process, you have this, you can carry passport and you can control everything. There's no problem. But that moment, very important, you need to give up of the grasping attachment to in this world. Maybe you are attached to your partner, children, and belongings. And that moment, even you are grasping, even you are like kind of to holding still your things, it's just useless. Even you have the trillions money on the bank, you cannot carry. It's you need to go alone. You leave everything behind and go alone, empty hand. If you like this, very sad. We say it's like kind of your hair is pulling and from the butter, nothing can be coming. That times nobody's coming with you, you're traveling. Like kind of the parents, children, partner, any kind of, you cannot carrying to your belongings, nothing. We need to go naked and empty hand. If we have some positive meditation with this support to us, if we have a lot of negative burden and we need to carry, it's make a big problems. And therefore to stop like this, then what we need to like this, and and that time is what we need. Then it's like you need to say and transform my own awareness into the sphere of the unborn space. That is the most, this is the pit instructions. And Nichire to Contana, Dharma Saba Mola Main Jews, Gana Chanson Henzam Ponsherni, Dharma Saba Mola Main Jew, said the Nitam to Cupanonium, Lama Tamba Namla, this is the same Nilu, Sam Jun Droton, Sam Jonin Johnson, Sang Ripala, Yona, the Dhamma, Sarvo Jona, Ting on Main Ba, Tinon Yok. Country said the wrongly hear me non in some poo saging. Wrongly hear me say the wrong ripa. That is Sadik Charong Sam Daniela, Dombo Hiva yo mari, Bard, Nipa yo mari, Tamandrosa yo mari. She said the Sang Chunilla, Trason wrong in Jiredor. Tavichir is the wrongly hear me non in some of the wrong ripa Sadik chat. Pa sang Chunyuk Nola, Gum J got Tela, Jerry said the insum pose. Do he shut our ladon Tralake, Mato Yamayan by Shipahas? Tata Jerry saying the Chakapardo Caron the Tanala, Duni Jones, Natu Tatandi, Shadow, Chop, Sado, Dog, Joyons, Lubocho, Dola Yulu Yar was saying, Shatoman, Sasani Yaronsre, Chotsoman, Chosani Yaronsre, Utoman, Lonely Yaronsre, Terizo de San Namshin Yarons, Dicere to the Yaru Jiditsoma, Tato, partaker, Telematon Rosa, Pen and Kumba Jizanazo, Droger, Dushi Shotor Dondalaki, Retsarin, the Mato Yamayan, Bahizi cheese, Teta Tom Tihakozi. I'm choosing to read the next one. It is, I read it like, transform your own awareness, mind, into the sphere of the unborn space. The kind of the sphere of the unborn is the nothing externally. That is your nature of your mind. And what it says, like kind of the to like kind of here says transform into it. Sometimes when we are like saying is transferent your mind into the Amitabha. Actually, ultimate Amitabha is your own natural reality. When you are death process, you like kind of look at your natural mind. You transference your mind into your natural mind. Best you become the Amitabha. Amitabha, and also it's like a Buddha. And that moment you need to take care of them when it's just about to be parted from this composite body of the flesh and blood. Yeah, that's very much the composite or the kind of the compounded this body, because this is we call the bordered body. Bordered body, it is like kind of we board our like blood meat. It's how to say the meat from the earth. Blood is we borrow from water. Air, like kind of the breath, we borrow from the air. Mind, the consciousness is borrowed from the space. And like this is like almost a big kind of the separations coming. You need to know about that, realize that is the impermanent. It is illusory. You don't need to afraid. And there's Karma Lingpa, there's one paid instructions to say, now is fortunate one. Your death process start. When you analyze death process not truly existence. You need to relax. Whatever you have in experience, you do not need to be afraid. You don't need to run away. You should recognize your own natural radiance, your own natural luminosities. You recognize that you will be liberated, like kind of liberated. You don't need to go through the Bardo of the Dharma, Bardo of the like kind of becoming. You immediately become the enlightenment. Therefore, Tandarin those Tando here, Mata Yamayan by Shipahas. Tayon do Gimati, Chuni Bardo, Super Bardo, Unyam there, we can together recite. Oh, Atagehi and Sunyang. Yes, Geshe is sound better or me? We have competition.
Don't change all to put to soil the Rono Juju Sola Manjisho. Jimadala Super Pardon Chardun, the Bassiti, San Lazon, Zombo Legion, Trolan Engine, Margo Goni, Rolon Tembachi, Donna Gupi, Tikeo, Mrs. Pona Lamaya. Cheva Wonya Maple Loripo, to meet in the Shabbat. Dans la China, Shandan, Tergon, Shiba, Tambala Chuyam, Tatania de la Chume, Tama, Chachela, Charlene de Caisson, Amaban Rongo, Luba, Manger.
Who is best? Okay, then now the Tata Pardon the Chuni Pardore, that dollar Chuni Pardon Chadin, the Gong Hong Jino Pon Shini, said, There is the Matsu Lucent in Dartsab Gisla, then Lucent and Dardu, Jandrobori. Jandrob Gisla, Samson Suchik say Yongri. They say that you. Coronter do Chunyuk long to say younger, Jandra to say young the Tanala, na candidate. Ta, Church the Chunyuk Parduk, no challenge. Chunyuk Pardo says sang Chunyuk Pardo. Sang Chunyuk Pardo is Danala, 更让好着就弄帮些你这个嘞，都融入加入许多怎么大下来过来的。你看那这里的学完也是咱那个拉手，学完呢传统主题个拉手，传统个拉手从嘛对融入个拉从嘛。大家热热看，小热热了，那小你热了下，但是下容都，我个都这10多年，当当上山前就是，但是说下容的那他我马西呢，把多个我这边呢，这个是啦，但是这里就是红烧些煮干那煮，别呢，个人容个这么了煮吧，个人就呢还工作，个人谁个人个，不的哇，不参了，个人个这么了，你弄些个有的。그래서 나 동전인데 파가 요거 상미 근데다 또도 뭐 전부 뿌리고 나초 전부 들어진도 근데 뭐래서 쭈쭈쭈쭈쭈 랄벌롱버트 다르지다도 다른다나 요래 대 노전 change를 롱로 자루 하속때 생거 노와 생거 촌처 생거 짤 코로나로 자루 효초연도 대 소마때 샤르몬 탑자바니 요거만 대라 어수 나초 빼나 Kalni Shedroup to Sola, Patram go Drabundua, Jerry Kalni Shedroup, Hewa Yetani, Mutino, Chanton Truchizai, Chanton Achizai, Mutino, Ndochu Ushik, Ndo Udix, Kashila, Lupo Mayambala, Ngo Shahango, Takungo, Zikungo, Tundron Ramanason Tandayol, Pena, Travajitini, Tandra Clash, Kavayonas, Tilate Yo Marda, Tenten Yoga Mart, Carre Segna. 나주께래도 다다 생각 통도나 바샤 줄래 지 김먹게 그 바샤 몸보지용 디 바샤라 데라 땡니 남은스 농서 다디 나주 룬데 조옹케 잡아년 요금 바샤 걸루 세그래 다디 룬데 바샤라 땡 용그래 너다지 농다 잡고 먹어줄때 너다지 통 두근다 세지때 바샤 거 농용그래 근데서 데라 땡용도 다다 가르를 세전지나 kom YouTube ko laso teso nda chenga chegoto tikapsala zu drama naso tandu zo charangor drama nda ngoni ngot sala teni komba ngadu tu den nang jao so zo data jere zo to kalni YouTube ko nong shewa ye chi tsani chongtong nga chi tsa je jere zo chen jin na di ji yong go di ताते छुछो नेगा क ला जक्छ मम्बो तनन थों दुजि त छबो ndang gong khon दुजि ते gong khon दुजि त छ मारे ते ngacho kere जो पशक्ते फा लेप यong त तनला पला पशक नोमाते फा सेजि जि त हा गोजि जि छेतल पेन कere जो ते बोंग ते रोंग क तमा रोंग क यम्बा हा को सोना बोंग लन जिनो मुंदुआ बोंग कere जो the wrong tamalan you know go. They know Jantik wrongly jarbu should sang no report talk onki. They say in a shuru lasso, Sheva Yetani Chuku Kondo Zombo Dorje Semba, Jarva Rigna, the Yanga, Yanga, Semba, Semma, Tanti, Satwa Tux, Taso Shere Kani, work around your said the Don Sharon the Tunnel, Jinu, or Tanda Shizoti, Nasan can say, Trugan, Korban Chamber. Madu Moshi Sona, Sonji Doso. Tandizo the Dinola, two Jordan Samson, Logni, Kadiji Sena, Shaw Tombo la Hebel Hasso, Kandi Sharon, Shaw Nipala, Kandi Sharon, Shaw Dumba, Let Sanson Tani, Hebel Hassonga, Sharjoma, Ninka Chujun Colo, Dumbalon Hukon Colo, Rinson Soma Yugre, she would descend Colo, Chanton Trouble Hasso Yugre, take a Tasha Dumba, Sonata Trouble Hasso Sonata. Trouble Hasso Gazette, Tombo Hebel Hasso Sharni, Ha Mako, Tun Mato, Pogadachin and Gurji, Shosomba Nojan Dahide. Ka Mani, Ta Dumba Reondo, Trouble Hasso Sharon, Trouble Hasso Dachin, Tetsi, Trouble Ko Onk, Tela Teni, Ladi Layamba, Tata Nasoko, Trouble Gum Duzite, you Trouble Mumbu, cut Dixons, meat Dixons, so Munition at under Lashio, the name Hamgo. Yona yo pen carry tog yoler sena, Naso take gum jedena, Dungy Yadana, Perna, Gelugina, Sinjin and the that Pervan under the Tandajagum, Muni Shofwa Yong and Tausiku Kanji Pay, Tandashi, Tang Yadam Kahlayu, Mayan Sana, Jindon Mandua, Ni Yadam Kahlayan son. trouble lasso so much Sharavana, to the Atatanda, Member, Shasando, so Chanton, so the Sharna, the Yadan Yandiri, sometimes Lamson Jordan. Oh, the Yadan Maria, Nala no Yankan Yandiri Song, young Korva Chando. Tundis some sort of two to take a lot go to the Pantogres. They must say, that's Sony. Chuparutan Rogores, Jansoko Parutan Rogan Rogores. So did the Yobo Mundu. Nima Dunkin and Rogan Chorum Chiyopo Chajolo Yonko Adina. Yeah, they talk TJ Lundro. So Kahik John, like Janso Parutan Rogan, Rotas or Yon Saliona. Ta, Sotrun Rogi Tondo, Ta teacher the Sotra Kalobate Bundas, that sort of hictis. That Jeron of Churchyard Yankan, Hinkan, and so said, that young man, that can't is over. That Niche, so no Shedriva. Chick Hinkan, Atan, Monsieur, sort of here, none wrong in some canjo. Tender was Jared, Chuka Bardo Cabla, Bardo to choose the hustle so much sharte on the tunnel. Montros and Runu Jar, Hitro, son, Carlo Shario, Maro Shario, Tobo Shario, Jared to the Shiva, Kari. Shayana, wrong sang with chonter, wrong Ripazalian batting Moshi Tadu, Trondore, to do Lama go, Mari Songi go, Mari Yadan go, Ronsan Ronco Moshi, Ronco Rifago, turn to draw, Tamam Bar Sanchin, turn Pala Hejamato Yogu Mare, Tezodo Mozoron around in those, Gonsha Ron Yamba Moshi Pachu, Bardo Nonsu Yamba Hip, Bardo Nombo Salte Yamba Hizichi, Teha Kozichis. Dzogchen Gola to Tusi Yonse, Dzogchen Gola to Tuchi Yonse Tella, Ha, Jongo Car Chimbo Jolly, Rono Hutu Sola Manji, Son the Chong. That is so to suit Tonton Gonola, Kesha Bumbo Hiedina, Nachusa, Pumuzi, Nye, Mando Jered, Tenija Matu Tesola, some Tongo, Nala Zemo said the chill, Nimasin, Chu Chimbo, Yola Seniors Marte, Nala, some Raman Nasok, Shushi, the Shui Timati Song. To the women, Ruchen can't turn back current and catch you 10 mato coin, turn basonji jumped and the chew, 10 tombo chute, chulu marta. Not so papa kashi could take only half go Mari, Jerry said, Chipper, Lama Travano, turn right in moto, take them red and all sonji go red man. Chew, look, chew, red or legend memory song to the Tandri Mani, wrong or Lanto Jana, and good chamborating goes. I am just to very talkatively, I told is the Bardo of the Dharmata. Bardo of Dharmatas, when you are unconsciousness, and then it's like maybe 1 second after. When you wake up, after that 1 second, or maybe 1 day, 2 days, anyway, you are wake up. And then you look, what happened? You may be like shaking your body, and you say, what happened? You look at your partner, you look at your family, you say, nobody don't know me, think I'm died. I told you before, like kind of that moment you put feet in the sand, no punching, and go to the light, no shadow, then it's already died. But then the starter is the Bardo of the Dharmatas. Generally speaking, it's like our body is the mandala of the deities, 100 deities. In the heart level, there are the 40 kind of the true like kind of the deities normally. And in the brain, there is the like kind of the 58 wrathful deities. And in the thyroid, there is the mandalas, there's all the rinzens, like normally the holder of the ripa, rinzen, like 8 or 10. And that time is kind of the appear, like first, like kind of the some luminosity, radiance is like kind of the different forms, and very peace, and maybe sometimes a little bit bright. These things, if you run, you afraid yourself, you are going to in the samsara. And if you recognize your like self-radiance, the reaper's kind of the discipline, or the like kind of the reaper's wife, you recognize, you immediately you liberated yourself. You don't need to transform your mind to the Amata, but yourselves become the like enlightenment. And that moment, you should to remember the pity instruction. You like kind of without distracted, you enter into this. How is the peace instruction said? Like as I said, transform into the natural. This one is, I think, is I'm going like back this, and then is here is the one is like we have the Bardo of the Dharmata is arousing for me that having abandoned the panic and terrified perception, these perceptions, wrathful perception, peaceful perception is a self-perceptions. If you recognize your self-perceptions, you immediately liberated. And also I shall recognize whatever arises as the natural manifestation of my own awareness. Exactly. I don't need explanation. And also rely, that is the way the Bardo appears. And also that time is a vital moment will come. Then it's like kind of the sensation is possible. And that time is a very, very vital moment. Means it's like you have this like kind of the Bardo of the Dharma. That's how you need to recognize your like kind of the Rinpoche awareness, self-deities, and how you make the liberation set. And that times, if you remember your quintessential pity instruction, which is that you received from your own teacher, and about that is Bardo instructions, and you can to make liberation, you can to recognize your self-deities. And the next one is the Sapa Bardo. That's Sapa Bardo Chadu, Ndambataki Sala Zonhini, Zombo, Legion Tolananji, Tanago Corneron, Tambasha, Niru Don Group, Tushian, Mr. Pona Lamayan, Gum, Songa. That's Chuni Bardo Tormat. That's Sapa Bardo, Lip Sardo, Sapa Bardo led Tankorba Chomchiri, Candizuna, Jeredo Lutin, Yonker, the Lanch Zones, because Yoleris. That dollar Sapa Bardo child, Ndambatsanchi San Lazonhill, Ndambazina Jerejo the Chick Mumak, Donghon and the Tandra Yona, Jerejo the Sapa Bardo, Motin, the Tandra and Tusolazo, Zombo Legion Trolla Nanjin Tatana, Mwakizuna, Gom Yonlan Pandanda, Jerejo the Chick Sangon and the Taiwan, Chu, Drup Yonkanjo, Legion Tamalopa, Chi Mugiwa Mashi Dundum Kanchimayana, Tij Legion Trotted Tutney, Candy Zogarcena. Take up Tanala, Bardo like the Korban Chamzilla, Yadola Hiena, no one Raman Naso, Tundrola Hiena, no one Raman Naso, Jinjuga Gasamungas, Samson Rayongor, Toso Tomatilla, Manjuni, Nargo Goni, Rolo Tamba, said Tundroga Nal, Jered the Yadoka Nga, Nyarwaka Nga, said that and that, not a meat Jitan Danina, Ta, so look Sanchan, Tandran Nargola, you do some sala, Jiron Chopper, yes, and the Yomon goes on Yule Yona, Tandraka Lieutenant Andrew. Nangamon don't chance he dorje, country is a church your known Gonda Gila, Jered the Conk, Aruchotana Mando, the Chotari, Jegos on the Conk Jeresula, Sula Muni. Tarva yonder, Tarampan, Sofa Jezi, the Tamayan, the Yaiko Yamba, Zison. Jered said, Carrier said, Coronta, the Jered the Kupol, Jundos, they have Magoni, no one Yari Conjurendo, so don't chance it. Still Shashi not to take it. Mamma Tanda Travaji Con, pay some Jumusha, so pan keep patches and the Yamanda Gamobos Oyona. Then it tells on the Karayana Sopa Jejimata, Konki, Pala, Timotejuna Sula Sopa Jemato, Motit in Yangamadusum, Tatari for Satism, Penatenda Warrior, Margo Goni Rolok Jamba Yasid, Corbo Nago Pamdani, Rolopa Hedi, Yongdila, Husiji, Tandajila, Go your Resum, Tonchengola took to Chion to Sola Manjixia. Tangago Goni, Rolok Jamba Yasid, Hiru Tono Group Tushis. Take up Tenala, this is Hiruzo, Jerejo, that Tono said, candidates in a G, Pamagan, the truth and the Toyona, Topon Noaja, Fly I am going to start up, mixer pongla samsala ngachola ti pardo thudo no tanti yole ngacho luten su lanchi zotana bogo luten lansi yona jerejudo palan traudo zojido tik pomo ko luten zona malan traudo zoji tandrak mixer se tan traudo se ndo tandra lei yongdu tanala dodo jerejudo chosen mahi pajik chosen mahi pajik jerejudo rong pama kan dudusan la yayan sangal la don hamok sis jondro yosam zo tandizo da lama yaya gamni tandizo go yole resam tate jerejudo ki sapa pardu korban samche zindanda ngargo gamni rolozi zone nyungdi tarb kompundozi tandra jeres tande jerejudo Bardo of the Becoming Jema, now that the Bardo of the Becoming is arising for me, holding in mind my own pointed one-pointed longing, I shall try hard to prolong my good karma, stopping at the entrance to the warmth. I shall remember to turn away from it. And now it is the time I must have courage and pure perception. Abandoning jealousy, I will meditate on the teacher and his consort in the union. And that is like kind of when we be in the Bardo of the Becoming, and we need to a little bit really to be carefully, and we need to continue to something is a good kind of the karmas. Maybe in this life you are maybe practitioner, compassionate, doer, like kind of the positive things, a little like this. Then maybe that time is to continue to follow up your activities, and you need to close the warmth of the like samsaras, and you need to open like a warmth of the kind of like the nirvanas, maybe it's like kind of the pure lands. And also there is once I told before, like kind of the when we are reborn again, sometimes we see it's like kind of our consciousness enter into the mother's womb, and that time is like kind of one is the parents' union times. We see like this, we can't see sometimes very strange perceptions. Before there's no chance here you're traveling in some Tibet path, and one in the evening, and I told maybe many times, and no chance to say, hey, don't enter, there's just to in the space. And certainly the attendant, they heard, like replied, they said, why not? I need to enter. This is like, no chances, no, do not enter, because if you enter, you become the horse. And then they replied, they said, oh no, this is not horse's womb. This is the, it's like kind of temple. Then he entered, and then it's later the attendant said, what happened? Which kind? Then Don Chen said, there is one monk, he all the time is to learn debate. And he said, he's entered into the horse's womb, and his perception is the temple. He said, oh, why you say? This is not horse womb. I'm going into the temple. But he has this kind of, it's a coming, that time is to be carefully, to stop the warmth of the samsara, and to enter, to more nirvana. And that time is like we need to be diligent, and to particularly to practice pure perceptions. And then is like one is like you see your parents without jealous, and to need to meditate your teacher and like kind of consort, or yadam deities with consort like this, and that is like kind of such the benefit, and like this. Then next one is very, very easy. Bogi la chewa onyame po loring po tome chendi chaba derderne tari tomo china hyandant gongo hiba tamba lachin tatanya dhlachwe machina tachana michan lama dhamma sen lama yona rongo ronya lava mjans Tan Chuba won't Mare, sound desert, that is on to the Lama Dharma, Salan and Maya. Then it gets the Demic Tsendi Da, then it gets the lower the Chabatola head. That is the Chuchu Gojana Lama Dharma, Dhamma then a mandrip. That is wrong, who's there, wrong, or there's no man that you read the Yole, married do a corecho, succeed dinner. Turn it over. Took it wrong, call married do, 700. And the next one is very easy for you. You don't need to really read, but she says, not nothing, death. Now, so let's go, not nothing. Not thinking that death will come, but that I will live alone. Live alone means it's like candle. I never come in my death. I will to like candle thinking deathless, and having uncompleted only in the pointless activity of this life. Absolutely, and I should be turning. Truly supported to return now empty-handed, exactly in the word of my perfect teachers, and recognize that is the needed is a secret Dharma that moment, and also say so why don't I practice now Dharma at very moment? At the great city have said, if we do not keep the Lama's pit instruction is our mind, we are betraying ourselves, or we are not. That is the truth. Absolutely, we need to maintain like this. That is like kind of our Geshe lots. He put me in the motorbike, and expensive motorbike. I don't know where am I don't know the concrete motor but Chataki going on the come on course. Longer country young Hima the here and Kahi left. The return on some yaw, then number some 2G chair, the conjured them, Gehila Hachon Karam chair, then it in no hitting Nacho the Nala Benjamin here, Borik Ponta Tomaki. Nacho to the man and under lots of Dana play your Toma, Anere, Tabare, Lojo Yonkan Todore, Nachola Mogocho, Nala Mogo Senkan Todoin. Rete, Natsok and Jikazu Dena, Jonjo Mount Natsok Japate Somala, Chula Hugo Mari Pug Churi, Trama Cancer Red Sakotundu, Jich Ninchido, Choga Chulu. And the Tundra can take a moment so far that another short Tundra, Tachak Sam, the Pasha, the Yana, Mount Tundra Mepa, Chanta Mepa, Young Dua, Tunizo, Natata, Gehi Kuna, Gabi Jis, Yono, Sonji Mundo, Tepa Yabu, and then pay your bosom to cast the Kakeji Amaka, Lushilon, you are not so the Lamatic. Ama Tanchema, Katsong, Otsong, Kusong, say changer, Katsoma, Kotsoma, Tinoji Kongji, Porika Pandana, Yotsoma, Suruzo, Ji Choga Chulu, Konyo, Matan, and the reason Betzozo, Tujilana Mepache, Chedo Chela, and the reason Betzozo, Natsundana Legit Soma Yozo Tomi, Tinojan, that Choji under man, come by Chor Hazari, Tik Natsoko Trong de Dong, then Yamakila Trong Boo. Machaton memory to Sado, Kujodu, both say, should be the top memory or something. No, Soma Zaza Zogus, that man and that in a Chinsogno, Pantongomandu, Kupare, Lama, Zamari, Hachok Trinaga Mogomachik, they part Paula Yandule Mato, Loyoma Mandute, Yuna Yo, Malakiri Sajana, Kaporio, Chujamayo, Kawa Concha, terribly here, etc. Chick, Toma Ruru, no Tosen Toma, not that Sofa Congo no Yozena, Dege group no yo, Geshe Hegio Samtala. Chirizu Yakin Yoga Hegio Mato, Yamba Congo no Yona, Kotsu go Jabert, Tinola, you the men, Sofa Yamba no Mepa no Yen, 땡이 되게 그룹 놀아 코츠 참상라 카야나 또 카리아 맞다 나라 제자디나 질라만 제가 저 그래서 tin 참상라 니 세고 니 마음 찌게 그 요세나 마음 찌니 제고 템바도 센치라 노 마히와 쇼 세지 티 마음 쪼보 테요 템바도 센치라 노 마히와 쇼 세지 손지 그 나자지 그런데 제용 초도 나좀 추파다 공전 용라 나초라 찌르도 로주지 요르고 세니 세리조주도 탐라줄 손지 좀 된들 만비 조지 쪼도 투도 튼타 그래도 대지래도 튼타가 오게 홈마까마 박송송아 찌르도 루파 까지 코니 만드다 제고 니 하마고 루파라마지 탁다는 루파라마지 때 홍콩 고군도 샤히텍스 현에서 효과가 간들어서 다 비소소세 같이 쭉쭉 연나 송즈레셀 현에서 홍콩 하나 쭉쭉 던라 그제도 땅농데 존나 송지 켜쳤다 현전 템바 희지 던라령 니제 뭐쟁한데 라만스 송지 그때바 희지도 생견은 노지게 용나 송지 지들 생견은 노지 세지대고 참참랑 농축 용군도다 농축 용군도 엄마 가르쳐 짠짠나 들릴라 잡아건 주파 제사지 통군도야 뭐하여 보고 때 연나요 나도 쇼자바지니 땅도고요 그래서 아또 부리서를 reless 너 농바리스 맞자바니 따따니 손테 무유스 농바든자 자긴 주바지 그 어리세요 저래도 빼나 텐다보테 참만타니 나 자카이amba 잉송고 말해 나 성진 첨상라제리도 고세부리노 쇼쇼레니 너도 하고는 장나 긍아 보고는 좀고 데리소지 당라가 말아 좀 지레차 티쇼 전타테 나춘더니 코초 파쳐업되죠 나춘 좀 속놈한테 용지지 되잖아테 보고 처마요 몰로 렌도 나춘 마음빨라 그 추동 리용 현대 전부 역사를 그래서 다크미시 투지체 땡콩라 투지라나메 바체세 제 넘버 처마라 투지체 Thank you very much. I'm just very compelling to Tibet people. They said you are so bizarre guy. Geshe said go in the kitchen to eat. Okay. Allah so, thank you.